I wanted to share a quick plant-based primer. So just plant-based for beginners when you're getting started, because I've talked a lot about what to avoid and some pitfalls, but I think just some basics about plant-based, because I've noticed that there is some confusion, and I find that our focus in the United States at least is on so much on protein and where we're going to get our protein from. And so just a few things. So basic things about when you're going plant-based. I think the first step is really focusing on increasing fruit and vegetable intake. That's like first thing. And focusing on whole unprocessed food as opposed to processed foods, because when we focus on processed foods, it doesn't give our taste buds a chance to appreciate all of those amazing flavors and tastes and textures that you get with plant-based foods. So basics are, when you're consuming plant-based, your goal should be consuming half a plate of non-starchy fruits and vegetables, which should be when you're consuming any types of food. So whole non-starchy whole fruits and vegetables, half a plate of that. A quarter of a plate of whole grains, which include everything from polenta, quinoa, farro. There's so many different ones, so it's fun to experiment with different ones. So looking for whole grains, and then beans and legumes, which include tofu, tempeh, edamame, all types of beans, all of those different things, so that when you look at your balanced plate, and then a sprinkle of nuts and seeds, so that should be also included. So when you consume all of these things and you're getting enough calories, you actually get enough protein without having to worry about protein intake. So that's really important, is getting that variety, because then when you get that variety, all of those different food groups, then you're getting enough calories, you're getting all of the nutrients that you need, because like more vitamins and minerals and antioxidants and fiber, which is so often lacking in our diets. And so that focus is great because you're focusing on abundance and increasing what you take in. The other thing is the calorie thing is a big thing, because a lot of times, sometimes when we do the switch, those foods are more nutrient dense, but they're less calorie dense. So a lot of times you have to consume actually more, which is a great thing, right? You need to consume more to make sure that you're getting the same energy, same calorie intake. And, if your focus is weight loss, the thing is not to focus on that in the beginning, is really focus on the change and increasing the variety of foods that you're taking in, because it will come just by they've studied taking in the same amount of calories of plant foods versus an omnivore diet or a standard American diet, people lose weight. So just focusing on that to begin with is huge. And then worrying about the other things down the line, but really giving your body a chance to adjust, your taste buds a chance to adjust, your brain a chance to adjust is huge. The other thing that I wanted to mention is that I think I brought in my previous video about pitfalls. One of the things is sometimes because we're hungry and we're not. The thing is that sometimes we fill up on things like bread and pastas and things that are not as nutrient dense and that are more calorie dense. So keeping that in mind, one important thing is to make sure to keep that balance in mind all the time, that half of what you're consuming is non-starchy fruits and vegetables, the quarter of whole grains, and the other quarter of beans, legumes, nuts, seeds. But when you are adjusting, a lot of times it takes a while to figure out how you feel good, that you're making sure that you're getting enough. So making sure that you have snacks planned so that you're not reaching for those other things is important too. And just keeping that in mind, when you are hungry, eat more of all of those good things and you'll be okay. That's the main things to think about. I think just looking at that big picture. I always say look to places where people are doing that. So look for Facebook groups, look for online forums, look for places where you can connect with other people that are eating plant-based, because that also helps in the journey. That connection is really important. If you want a more in-depth thing, I do have a plant-based wellness course, a Wellness Powered by Plants, it's called, and that is where I go over the nitty-gritty of transitioning to plant-based. I also do individual coaching and have an online community. So thank you so much for watching. Dr. Jen, Healthy Living with Dr. Jen. So follow for more.